The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the December 29th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, well, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. And if you can't dial in, we've got you covered there too. Let those fingers do the walking. Let them start walking early, which means send me an email. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, of course. And our Tigers did. Well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a mixed bag out here. You got the Dow and S&P up. The Dow's up 92. The S&P is up 3. The NASDAQ is up 31. And the Russell is down just slightly. We call it flat. The semis are up 6. The tranny's up 78. You've got gold off $6, well off its low. Silver down 27 pennies. Light sweet crude is up 30 cents. Trading out at 76.28. Natural gas up a dime. Trading at 3.993. The key level there is 3.988 come day's end. Price closes above that, we likely see natural gas make a move to $4.36. Let's begin by taking a look at what's going on in the markets, looking at that 9-panel overview. We'll begin just to get a snapshot of what's going on. If we take a look at the upper left, you've got the ES Mini. What we know about the ES Mini is it closed above on Monday, the top of its weekly profile, 47.33, negated all the daily topping signals that it has out there. So likely price will head higher. I say likely because you've got that spot volatility index, panel number 2, below the 50-day exponential moving average, 20.01 is the 50-day. Odds favor the spot VIX will make a move down to the 15.24 level. If that happens, we'll see the S&P and the ES Mini move higher. The NQ still trading with inside its swing point from November 22nd. The low there is 16,366. You would need a close below 13,366 to negate that, not negate the swing point, but to reject that swing point and suggest that price is not going to go test the high of that session, which is 16,769. So I don't have that just yet. So at this stage here, it appears that the NQ will go tag that November 22nd high. If we take a look at the U.S. dollar index, it's been trading sideways with inside its daily profile. Price right now testing support. That's the bottom of the profile. That's at 95.91. We're trading at 95.94. The gold contract has a TD9 count top. Took price back this morning to test the center of its weekly profile, and that's at the 1788 level. Right now, price is trading above the top of the daily profile. We've been above it for the last 3 trading sessions. That really suggests to you and I that gold wants to make a run for the top of the weekly profile, and that level is 1828. Now, in case of silver, Silver yesterday generated a sell, the D-point pattern. Just a slight shooting star candle out there, some additional follow-through today. So we'll see if silver we'll have to pull up my other silver charts to get some other signals. I don't have that I see on my screen here that quickly. So we'll come back to the silver call. Lights Recruit has completed the 1-to-1 price projection of an A to B equals CD pattern, but only if we get a bearish reversal candle. Now, all you would need for a bearish reversal candle today is a tick one close lower, because I believe we've exceeded the high and low of yesterday, so you could get a key reversal bar, but you need to have that key reversal bar at least close one tick below the open. If we don't get that, this would suggest that Lights Recruit is going to go target the 1.272 expansion area, and that would be up in the 79.95 level. More likely than not, that is where price is going to. In the case of the February contract for natural gas, the gap down level, or the bottom of that gap down, is at 3.988. It's acted as resistance two times before, yesterday and then a couple of weeks ago, and then it's being tested again today. So if we can close, or if it can close about 3.988, we're 3.992 right now, that would suggest to me that price should make a run for the $4.36 level. If it doesn't, then even though you've got a buy the D point pattern here, Stevie says it's still a little suspect. The case of the 30-year Treasury, it formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top or a TD9 count top. I can't remember exactly which. Price right now, though, is below the bottom of its daily profile, running into a trend line from the lows off of the sessions back in October, then the lows back in November, and maybe these are the lows of December. But if price does close below, in essence, where we're trading right now, we should see a move back to about the 157.26 level. So that's our 9-panel overview. That was for Mr. Bill inside the Tiger's Den. Since you and I were last together, if we take a look at profiles out here for the daily equity futures contracts, we have nothing new to report to you. So that's good. But what we can report to you is the following as we take a look at this. Well, here's what we know right now. The ES Mini negated its topping patterns for the daily time frame. So we won't get any kind of a potential topping signal. Most of you know I'm looking for a potential of a significant top. And right now, we could say about the ES Mini, it's not present on December 29th out there. And it's negated, though. So we'll have to wait, is really what I'm saying, for some type of new topping pattern to form. In the NQ, it still has its top. That's Rhodes Momentum Indicator top price would need to close above 769.25 to negate that. The Dow Equity Future contract right now is trading above the resistance of its TD9 count top, 36,354. We're at 36,374. Closed about 36,354 today, negates that. It would join the ES Mini and says it heads higher, and we'd have to be looking for a new topping formation on the daily time frame chart. Russell 2000 way away from being able to negate its topping signal out here. Nonetheless, price may be targeting 23.14. That is the top of its weekly profile. Price above the top of its daily, above the center of its weekly. So that becomes the next price projection area. So no new profiles. The ES negated its topping signal. The Dow may do that today. The topping signals for the NQ and the Russell 2000 remain intact. Let's go out to Garo. Garo, this is a new Garo? We have Garo in Newport Richie? Let me see who's
on. Oh, how are you, sir?
Are you in Newport Richie, really?
In Newport Beach, yeah. I'm back
okay.
now. I'm back from Yukon. I came back again to Newport Beach. I did my business up there. And so I'm getting ready for a new year. I hope you'll have a good time, too. Here I have a question regarding PT Peloton. That's the stock.
So go ahead with your question. I'm going to open up your chart.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
If you bring the daily chart, sir, and the weekly chart. And
hey, Garo, my apology. I hear the music. We're going to go to a break here. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. If you'd be kind enough to hold on, we'll have you come back, start fresh. We'll take a look at Peloton. Yes, we'll take a look at the daily and weekly and answer any questions that you have. Folks, stay tuned.
Yes.
We'll be right back with Garo in California.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. We are on the line with Garo, Newport Beach, California. We're going to take a look at Peloton. Ticker symbol there is PTON. So, Garo, thanks for that. Sorry about having to interrupt you there. We've got your charts for the daily and weekly time frame up with your parabolic SAR and many of your moving average lines. So, please go ahead with the question and how I can best help you.
Yes, sir. If you check on the first of all, you have to use the MACD. The MACD here is my unknown. That I don't understand why this is happening. If you have to use the MACD, I don't know if you use it or not. But this is my problem. In a weekly chart, you see that the MACD is going down, and the price is going down. The candles are going down. The stochastic is going down. And but if you look at now the point is that this is the below regression line, the moving regression line.
Okay.
But here it's showing to me on a different chart that here at 34.42, that price is going to start to move up from here. This is the bottom of this price, and from here on, it is crossing that regression line. And once this crosses the regression line and it goes above $43, this is going to be a bull all the way up. But it is just intercepting. The 5-day is intercepting with the regression line. It's not crossed yet. But if you check the daily chart, you'll see that from beginning of November, the price is going down, but the MACD is going up.
Yes.
You see?
I do.
This is my puzzle. That how it's possible that when the prices keep going down and the MACD is going up, why is doing that, and what is the name of this situation when this happens?
So on the MACD, so when I use the MACD for the most part, I'm using the periods of 19 and 39. I don't want to make the assumption, but the standard that the Appel brothers developed was using 12 and 26. Are you using the 12 and 26 periods, or 19 and 39, or are you using something different?
No, sir, 12 and 26.
12. So I'm going to at least put those in here on my system so that we can be looking at things correctly out here, or so that we're looking at things the same way, not necessarily correctly. But your question is why do we have a MACD that has flipped, going to the upside, prices going to the downside? It's just looking at the difference between the 12 and 26 period. Now, in the case of the MACD, the actual MACD, I believe, I know it uses the simple or moving averages. I use the exponential moving averages. So two completely different things. But nonetheless, it's just a mathematical equation. I don't know that it has any negative, so I haven't torn apart the calculations, but I do believe the calculations are correct. And it's just looking at those differences between the 12 and 26 period. But back to what you were looking at, because you were talking about using some type of regression tool out there, and you had said that if you see it close above $43, that would put you into the bull range. So what I want to do, and that was coming from your daily time frame, I believe. Is that correct, or was that the weekly time frame?
No, that is for the weekly. On the daily, is very strange. On a daily, even though the price is going down, the 5-day is above regression line. You see, this is very strange that the prices keep going down, but the 5-day simple moving average is above the regression line. That means it's a bull. It doesn't tell me that this is a bear.
Well, let me just share with you some additional information, that you can, and I think what I like is the $43 area. And in the $43 area, it's going to line up with the bottom of the weekly profile. So right now, Peloton, it does not have a monthly profile where we have buyers and sellers. We've got them for the daily, which we're well below the bottom there, which is 48.03. We are also below the bottom of the weekly profile. That was a bullish structured profile. This is going to be, it looks like 2 weeks below that level. Now, my experience is that counter trend rallies would end at, in this case here, 49.01 on the weekly time frame. So if you get your buy signal on the weekly time frame, and that gets you into a trade, unless there's some new profiles that form, what I'd like you to do is really watch the $49 level, 49.01 to be exact. If price can close that, then what the profile levels will do is they will confirm the bottom signal that you're getting from your regression tool if price is able to close above 43. Now, the nice thing about 43 is that it's above 42.71, the bottom of that weekly profile. So a close above that then says, hey, we should at least get back to 49.01. That right now is where a counter trend rally would end. However, it doesn't have to end there. If price closes above 49.01, then, Garo, that would be signaling to us move to 61.60. If you were to ask me to take a look at my charts, and look at the daily or weekly or monthly and try to identify a bottom for you, I too would be struggling here because I have a number of different Rhodes momentum indicator signals that have formed. And much like the MACD tool that has you confused, I can take a look at many of these along the way. For example, the first one would have been on December 8th. That would have been a buy signal. The next one on December 13th. The next one would have been on December 15th. The next one was just a few days ago on December 23rd. And the reason is because price was above the oscillator and change line with the Rhodes momentum indicator signal, yet price has not been able to do anything. So, or been able to find any kind of a bottom out there. So what the weekly chart tells you is I come back to the weekly time frame chart. And on the weekly time frame chart, this is going to be, or appears that it will be bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So there's a potential that a bottom forms this week or next week. So I just throw that out there to you right now so that you can watch that regression line value. I'm sure that will change over time slightly, but to watch that. So the monthly chart, or the weekly chart, I should say, is giving us a potential bottom signal. That too would say price would then, let's just say that we get that signal as of Friday, and it does form a bottom. That would then say that resistance would be at about 49.01. That's the oscillator and change line. That is also where that center of that weekly profile would be. So on a weekly basis, that would then give us a signal that, okay, a close above that says we go to 61.60 and that there's some kind of significant bottom. I wish I could be more clear than that. If price continues to move lower, Garo, the next place I would look for support would be at 25.85. So in the case of Peloton, just a gigantic move off of the March or April 2020 lows makes a really strong move from down at the 25.85 level to about 170. It gets up to that 170 level and it generates a TD9 count top. And now is pulled all the way back, or is pulling all the way back to its breakout level, which would be the 25.85 area. So that's what I see when I take a look at the charts. I also understand that even using a different set of tools, I also would have confusion confusion from the standpoint of really, I would struggle to give you that this is bottomed to have conviction behind what I just said. Because I'm seeing, again, bottoms that just aren't taking hold at all. Very similar to you, I think.
Yes. No, I see that for the 4901. That is my SAR dot on the weekly. You're absolutely right.
How about that? You got to love that. Hey, Garo, you can hold on through this break if you want. If not, have a happy new year, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again soon. That is Garo in California. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Chemocentrics Inc., CCXI, is a ticker symbol that Rose wants us to take a look at. Her specific question is, which direction is CCXI going? And what I don't know, Rose, is what your time frame is. So let's just take a look at each of the time frames and express to you what the signal. So we know when take a look at the daily chart, that price made its way up to resistance. That's the top of the profile. Closed above it on December 23rd. Remember, we need 2 consecutive closes above resistance, 2 below support, to give us any kind of meaning. Why? Because you can have one-hit wonders. That's what we had, because the very next day, price got right back below that resistance level, the top of the daily profile. So, Rose, I hope if you're a long-time listener or you listen to Tom's show, you know he has patented, I guess you can't patent it, you would trademark. He trademarked the expression, if you can't bust them up, price will try to bust them down. So we know it tried to bust them up, wasn't able to do that. That's a signal that it wants to bust them down. Bust them down to where? Well, you can see that it's trading with inside a bullish structured daily profile. We got to go figure out where the oscillator on change line is. But right now, the signal here is price should pull back to support 32.40 to 33.61. Price is within inside its weekly profile, so the daily may be controlling that to move higher. Price above the top of the monthly profile, so that's bullish unless we see some kind of topping signal. Let's pull over the white background charts and see what they provide to you and I. Well, here we see prices below its oscillator and change line. So as long as price remains below 36.58, that's going to support what you and I just looked at the daily time frame to suggest that price will pull back. If price is able to close above that, more specifically 37.22, then we would have a different message. But right now, the signal is that price should pull back. If I look at a weekly time frame chart, on the weekly chart out here, what do we see? First, we've got to actually get to the weekly chart. There we go. So the weekly chart here shows a TD9 count top that completed back in October. That has led to sideways movement out here. But what it really did is last week we see that the oscillator and change line rose changed from red to green. Now, when that happens over the coming sessions, it's a weekly chart we're looking at. So I don't know if it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, 10 weeks. But when that oscillator and change line changes colors, we see price and that level catch up to each other. So with the daily price, with the daily chart not being able to bust out the tops, with a changing color in the oscillator and change line that suggests price would go sideways, move lower, some combination thereof, that's really supporting what we look at. So short term, this suggests that price wants to move lower. And on a monthly time frame, well, it looked very bullish because price was above the top of the profile. And not that it's not bullish, it's that price found resistance at the monthly oscillator and change line. So what we have here right now as 1:33 in the afternoon, Rose, are signals for the daily, weekly, and monthly that support a move lower inside of CCXI. I'm not saying to short it. I'm just saying that it looks like it's a move lower with the buy-in opportunity between 32.40 and 33.61 as we speak right now. So thanks for calling in. Sorry that you weren't able to hold, but glad that we were able to get to your request out there. We have 3 other requests that have come in. One coming in from Eddie in Boca, and Eddie wants to take a look at Apple and, of course, his friend NVDA. So let's put NVIDIA up on the screen out here, just see what kind of information we can glean from it. APL on my other screen. And so what we've got right now, Eddie, is prices below the center of a bearish structured daily profile. You closed just below it yesterday. 303.69, by the way, is the number. And it closed below that today, which suggests to me and to you that price will go ahead and pull back to the 277 level. Now, we may find some other areas out here inside of NVIDIA that would find support. But right now, the signal is a move back to, I'd say, 275.79 to 277. 277.70. Let me pull over the white background chart. Well, we're going to see on the white background chart, price is also below that green oscillator and change line, supports a further move lower on the daily time frame. If we look at the weekly time frame out here, what do we have? Price running resistance, that green oscillator and change line. That was the weekly. The monthly time frame, you're going to get a TD9 count top come Wednesday out here. So all of this supports that NVIDIA should pull back that 277.70 type area. Hope that helps you out. You also asked about Apple. AAPL is the ticker symbol. So let's get that up on our screens and see what that is doing. So that right now is trying to take on resistance at the top of the daily profile. It's taking on the top of the weekly profile. The weekly is at 178.66. The daily, 179.89. So it's a 179.89 level that you want to see price clear for Apple to get its mojo to the upside. Well, I take that back. You did want to see it clear that level, but now what we see is Apple formed a TD9 count top, and that was back in the trading session of December 13th. So the level that Apple has to take out to negate a topping pattern is 182.13 out there, and that's coming from the daily time frame. The weekly time frame for Apple shows us what? It shows a TD9 count top that took price back to support the oscillator and change line. So not until we see it close below that oscillator and change line, which right now is printing out at 169.32, will we get anything other than a neutral signal. So we really have a neutral signal as we speak right now for the weekly time frame for Apple. And on a monthly basis, it looks like strong like bull. It's strong like bull. So the monthly says bullish, the weekly says neutral, and the daily says it says at least neutral. It's not really bearish. Right now, price is just sitting right on that oscillator and change line, Eddie. So I know you're looking for something more than that, but I'm not going to make up a story and tell you some kind of fib out there. Not Fibonacci, but some kind of fib. So Apple, I'm going to go with more of a neutral call than anything else. Eddie, thanks so much for writing in. And yes, it was a very Merry Christmas. Hope it was the same for you as well. Hector and the fuel injectors. Glad to be back, Hector. You're looking at MU, Micron. Can you please work A to B equals CD to the upside? So let's go take a look at Micron out here, see what it is doing. I'll get that fired up on my other charts as well. And Micron up at new all-time. No, I take that back. It's not at an all-time high. It is trying to take on resistance. So I know you're looking for an A to B equals CD to the upside, which we'll go take a look at. It looks like I've got one already in place here for the weekly time frame. But the resistance right now that Micron is dealing with is 96.96. And if price can close above that on a monthly basis, you're above the top of the daily. Brand new daily that formed today, by the way. And that top of that box is 95 even Steven. You're at 95.92. So nothing like taking out the resistance of a new profile on day number one. That is bullish. You asked about the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Well, in the case of Micron, on a weekly basis, this is what you'd really like to see here, Hector. The swing point from April 12th, 2021, that began the week of April 12th, 2021, at 93 million shares. Holiday trading weekend, it's Wednesday. We're about halfway through the trading session. So the question is on Thursday and Friday, do we get the same half? Because we're at about 54 million shares going into 93. So we're kind of similar type volume. If price can close above 96.96 with more than 93 million shares, you'll have a weekly confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside that would take Micron into the 131.50 level out there. So it's going to be all about resistance. It's going to be the 96.96 level. That happens to be the top of the monthly profile. That's a swing point from a weekly basis out there. And that's really the best that I've got for you. You were asking about the oscillator and change lines. So for that, we'll go ahead and bring over the white background charts. And on a daily time frame, that number is 91.91. No topping signal yet. Rhodes momentum indicator signal has been triggered, but it needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. On a weekly basis, 83.86 is your oscillator and change line, and on the monthly time frame, it's an 84.07. So that's for Hector and the fuel injectors, and that would be Patty. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So the next question, this one's coming in from, this is from Mike. Mike says, hope you are well. Thank you. I hope you are well as well. I purchased Nugget on December 15th, stops in place, but can you please help me determine a potential target to exit from this short-term trade? So, Mike, if we take a look at this, so I'm going to put up the Nugget, but then we're really going to go take a look at the GDX out there, because the 3X, or this is a 2X now, so Nugget is a 2X ETF. The 1X, which would be the GDX, would give you better signals. In fact, I'll be able to show that to you. But right now, if we just take a look at profiles, price is above, has been above the top of the daily profile. The pullback this morning was nothing more than a test of that level. So, Mike, that level is 47.51. So the next target, and I'm talking about target from the standpoint of a profile, would be the top of the weekly profile. So 54.01 would become your target. This moves or has moved during the last 10 days on average, $2.16. So your stop really should be $2.16 times some Fibonacci number, 1.272, 1.618. That would become your stop or your adjusted stop size, and just subtract that from the close today. Yeah, and that might be one way to also protect yourself. But from a GDX, well, let me do this here as well. Hold on 1 minute. I'm going to pull over Nugget. So I'm going to pull over the NUGT, and what we're going to find is that NUGT should form a TD9 count top today. Yesterday was bar number 8 of that pattern. And as long as price closes above, and right now it is trading above that, trade above, 48.49, we're at 49.16, you're going to get bar number 9. Now, at a TD9 count top, the top can form on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. If we were just going to use Nugget, we would say the top should form between yesterday and tomorrow. So that would then say, okay, you've got to expect a retracement to where? Around 47.07. But that's using the Nugget. We're not just going to use the Nugget to trade off of. It's a 2X, and sometimes the Nugget just simply looks different than the GDX. In case in point, right here, right now. We don't have anything close to a TD9 count top when it comes to the GDX. You're only going to be in bar number 4, or likely be in bar number 4 as we speak today, and the GDX is suggesting A to B equals CD to the upside, suggesting let's just go take a look at the volume and see if that is the case. So we'll put the GDX up here, even though what Mike is looking for is information about Nugget, but really what Mike is going to do is going to really watch the GDX like a hawk and look for the signals there. So the GDX confirmed a buy the D point. It did it with this hammer candle back on December 15th. We don't really care about that A to B equals CD to the downside. Right now, price is moving into a swing point. That swing point, which was from December 17th, had 25 million shares. You're moving into a light volume, 9 million shares today. Nonetheless, if price can close above 31.77 with or without volume, certainly with volume, if it goes above 31.77, then you've got an A to B equals CD to the upside. That pattern would look like the following. The A point being the low of that buy, the D point, that hammer candle from December 15th. Your B point being the swing point from December 17th. Your C point being the retracement down into the following day on December 20th. So the one-to-one price target, if we're not there yet, Mike, so make sure you need to see a close above 31.77, preferably with more than 95 or 25 million shares. If you do that, then you're talking about 33.02, maybe 33.79. So I hope that helps you out. Focus on the GDX more so than NUGT out there for your signals out there. I do hope that helps you out. And the GDX right now is trading above the top of its profile, which is 31.32. That suggests to move to 33.05, the top of the weekly. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. The upside would be 33.02. So we've got some synergies there. I do hope that helps you out. Mike, thanks so much for writing in, and have a happy new year. Let's see, is there some additional questions out here? There is one. There's really two. Another one is from Eddie. Eddie, I'll come back to yours. I want to make sure I get to everybody else who has put in a request. This one coming in from Larry T. And Larry is in Minnesota, -2 degrees. Bless your heart. I haven't looked at the temperatures here, but I'm thinking they might have an 8 in them, just in case you want to warm up a little bit. But you guys got a major snowstorm, didn't you? I mean, we're talking blizzard quality, which, if you live up there, I lived in the north, and when you get those blizzards, it is pretty cool. You have to admit, it's beautiful out there. But I like the beauty. I like the beauty of the palm trees and the warm weather out there. That doesn't really matter. Get to it, Steve. What did Larry ask you about? Would you be kind enough to show the typical seasonal chart for the indices? Well, I wasn't prepared for that. And the answer is I will. And the question is, where did I, okay, so give me a moment here. I've got to power something up. Do my PowerPoint that I use for Tom. It's fairly large. This may take just a moment to open up, but that's okay. So the seasonal cycle, which I'll go ahead and get up on the screen here, Larry. We're in the favorable seasonal cycle. Oh, it's going to work out right now. Slideshow from this slide, from the current slide. Okay. So here you've got your annual seasonal cycle. This is based upon the last 86, 87 years for the Dow. And we're in the favorable time period, which typically begins around the middle of October. It doesn't always happen to the day. Sometimes it does, and it just blows me away when it does. But you're looking at the general range. So when you and I were last together, so the Dow, what do you know about the Dow right now? The Dow still has a TD9 count in top, but it's being threatened today. And so because each of the 4 equity futures contracts had those tops in place, my concern was that the highs for the year were in. I was wrong about that for the ES Mini. I may be wrong about that for the Dow. I could be wrong about that for the NQ and the Russell 2000, but they haven't proved that to themselves yet. But the point that I want to make is if we take out today's highs, we negate today's highs, not today's high, we negate the TD9 top inside of the Dow, at least the Dow equity future contract, then that would suggest to you and I, Larry, that we could see the rally continue to move into the first week of the year. On average, we see the Dow top out a week from today or a week from tomorrow, January the 6th. Is that a week from today? I think it is, but it could be a week from tomorrow. Either event, it doesn't matter whether it's a week from today or a week from tomorrow. It could be on Monday or Tuesday. So what we want to watch for is some type of topping signal, Larry. If we get that on a daily time frame, then we have something to look at. Now, what this would, let's just say that Stevie's completely wrong. There's not going to be any kind of significant top coming into 2022, or at least the early stage of 2022. Then what we'd be looking at, the normal seasonal cycle. This is where I've always suggested people who make IRA contributions, if you're planning on doing that, don't do that on April 15th. Do it by the end of January, because on average, if you wait, you've missed out on a significant portion of that favorable seasonal cycle. You kind of, and it obviously, if you don't have the cash to do it, that's a different thing. But if you did, you were just waiting to maximize, what you're doing is you're missing out on a lot of potential profits. And over time, and this is the average seasonal cycle, it's a pretty significant amount. So this would also suggest price moves back into the end of January, moves higher into the May time frame, around May 19th, pulls back a bit. We usually get a nice June bottom a summer bottom, moves up into July. Everybody says, everything is cool. And then about the third week in July, that's when we get our move down into that October-ish timeframe. And then we're off to the races. So this is the Stevie Santa Claus rally, not because I say it's a Santa Claus rally, but because when you do the actual work, the 86 years, 87 years worth of work here, you would say, why would the Santa Claus rally start on Christmas Eve? It's kind of like the same scenario. I'm going to go ahead and even though I'm going to make my contribution to my IRA, I'm not going to do it until tax day when you've missed out on all this great opportunity. Those folks that are waiting for a Santa Claus rally, get your head wrapped around. It usually comes in the middle of October. Yeah, it's not a trick or a treat. It's usually a treat. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, billable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at Grayscale Bitcoin Trust here, the ETF. This is for Rich, who wants to take a look at it. And the specific question is, where do you see it going from here? So we know that the Bitcoin Trust, I believe Bitcoin Trust is really tied to Bitcoin itself. So this is just the ETF to track it. And so I really prefer to deal with the underlying instrument out here. I hope that's okay with you, Rich. Of course, if it's not like you can respond back to me and tell me just yet. So as we take a look at the January contract here for Bitcoin, what we see is a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom signal. That happened about 4 or 5 trading sessions ago. Just got to get my crosshair out here. It went ahead and confirmed on December 21st. Now, what price did here for Bitcoin was it ran all the way right up to resistance, the top of its bearish structure daily profile, $1,140. Now price is pulled back to test support, the bottom of that same profile. So if you see a close below the level to be watching, this is Bitcoin, below 45,745, well, Bitcoin Trust is going to pull back lower as well. Price is trading right now into support. What you really need to see in Bitcoin is for price to get back above its red oscillator and change line, 48,134, to at least suggest another move up to the 52,140 level. In order for GBTC or Bitcoin to get its mojo, you need to see Bitcoin close about 52,140. That's the top of that bearish structured profile. So I hope that helps you out with regard to Bitcoin Trust. Really got to follow what, and it's a different pattern. It's not a bearish structured pattern inside of the grayscale ETF, but it is in Bitcoin, and that's what is more important out there. Your next question was to take a look at CRWD. We just have a few seconds here, so I've got my white background charts. What do we have here? Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Price is pulled back into its daily profile out there. It may be setting up the C point of an A to B equals CD. Now, that might mean that price has to pull back a little bit further, 199.59, 199.56, somewhere right around there. But that's what the daily time frame chart is showing us. The weekly chart out here is telling us what? Not much. So you really got to base this upon the daily time frame. That is CRWD. We've got a TD9 count bottom, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom out here, so it's looking pretty good. Folks, have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow on Terrific Thursday.